All right, 1 minute. Rolling tape.
Music is on loop. You can hear it, yes?
I can, thank you.
So what the fuck? Why'd they take my lady title away from me, man? What?
Remember, we are rolling tape.
Oops.
Oops. 30 seconds to live, people.
You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. And no other better freaking place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
This is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news from right here inside of Shroud of the Avatar 5 days a week for your viewing and listening entertainment. For the record, today is Thursday, October 20th, 2016 here inside Shroud of the Avatar. And we're coming back off a week's break, pretty much. We took a trip down to Austin, went to see the good folks down at the offices, had a good time, met some old friends, met some new friends, and had a bunch of laughs along the way. Had a great time. We'll be sharing some stories, pictures, etc., etc. We've got some folks joining us in the studio today. Of course, we have the lovely Lady Jade from EVL going to be giving us an update from the Virtue League, I believe, as well. I'm sure she'll be happy to answer a couple questions about their trip down to Austin and how things went there. So how's everybody doing today? What's going on out there? Welcome to all you viewers and listeners.
We're doing great today.
Hey, Bullwinkle. Been a while since I've spoken to you.
Yeah, it's been just a minute. I had a broken antler. It was terrible.
I hate when that happened. What happened?
Well, let's just say that dungeon, I went and
okay,
did one of those weddings and wars.
Don't have to say anymore. We understand around here. Oh, come on, guys. I say, how y'all doing? And Bullwinkle's the only one who says hello. Come on now.
Well, I was going to say, it's like, I missed you guys.
I missed you guys. Well, I was with you, so I didn't miss you that much.
Well, I did not miss you licking my head.
Yeah, I know.
Moving right already.
I ain't doing much job, but somebody's got to do it.
Smiling face with open mouth and smiling eyes.
And of course, we got DJ Zeke Cooper here in the audience today, the newest addition to the WRFB family. He broke his cherry last night on the radio and is having a good time. How you doing today, Zeke?
Man, I ain't doing worth a damn.
Yeah, you up too late playing around on the radio?
No, man, I found out today that my son decided he wanted to swap sexes and have a sex change, and my daughter ran off with a traveling broth salesman, and somebody shot the nuts right out from underneath my big red bull.
Damn.
So, can I have your son's number?
Shit. Normal day in Arkansas.
That's right. So, Jack, what do we got for the people today? Of course, we got the usual stuff.
Well, we've got a ton of stand-up corners. We also have a new community spotlight that was posted yesterday.
The Saturday
and then we have
spotlight?
That's correct. And we also have a minor discussion of what happens if you get an account banned.
I have not caught that one yet.
Oh, yeah. This is information that Chris gave me.
Gotcha. I know we heard some word out of there that Chris got the happy button out, or at least the unhappy button for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, we want to mention, of course, we got upcoming SodaCon coming up in a couple weeks, and we'll give you some more information about that as well. So why don't we jump right in? What do we want to start with? We want to start with yesterday's stand-up, or do we want to start up with a spotlight and really throw them for a loop on our first day back?
I was going to say let's throw them for a loop, and let's start with the community spotlight.
All right, let's get that up on screen for the boys and girls.
So this week, the community spotlight is going to be the town of Serenite, which is an oasis in the desert in the Grunwald region. If you are around the perennial trail or the perennial coast, you just go northeast. You pass through the, what's that thing called? That control point. What's it called?
The control point?
Uh-oh.
The desert?
Yeah. Yep. You pass through the control point to get into the desert. And to the west of Serenite, or southwest, is going to be Desolus. And it's on the coast, and it's got a nice swampy biome. And then from there, you see all kinds of pictures about Serenite. And it is a merchant port town on the eastern Grunwald shores. And then from there, it is one where the residents of Serenite are from all different paths. The highborn are the noble family and part of the crown that governs. Blah, 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 blah.
People live there.
Yeah, people live there. They're trying to restore peace to the lands of Grunwald, and so they are trying to make sure that they make the Grunwald Shardfall a peaceful location. So if you want to go in there and mine, or not mine, but collect resources like cotton or ore, you can do it in safety, according to the Serenite.
One person says East Gap, one says East Reach Gap, one says Verbrand Pass. Which one is it?
It's East Reach.
East Reach Gap.
Yeah, it's East Reach Gap.
Is perennial trail there? Is that the tainted lands? Is that what that is?
No, the perennial trail is that area around Soultown.
The perennium, the taint. Never mind. Go ahead.
The perennial trail. It runs from basically Solus Bridge down past Sultan, down past Ardoris, out to Desolus, out past. That's all the trail. There's an east and
Between
west.
the asshole and the ball sack. What?
Anyway. Something like that. Yeah.
But yeah. Nice seeing spotlights on all these towns out there.
Oh yeah, and then from there, it's like the House Serenite is actually a role-playing community, so they do like holding court and doing other things and maintaining their army and just playing around. And then from there, that is going to be the community spotlight for Serenite.
Yay!
You have anything else that you want to say?
Go check out Serenite.
Yeah, and Vauban Pass is northeast of, or to the north of Serenite. Yay! Vauban Pass. Yay!
It's an echo in here.
That's because people are trying to rediscover the grimy trader.
Yeah, they must be suffering some withdrawal. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit of withdrawal because we haven't been here in so long. So it's like, what are we doing? Now the real question is,
crap out of you guys.
I missed you too. I mean, I sent you some pictures inside of Discord from when we were eating, and you had pictures of your future ex-husband. And so, I mean,
and my future ex-husband and my future boyfriend all sitting next to each other. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, and you missed the
shit.
passing around of the sausage The sausage.
Oh, you had to see them passing
no.
around the
Oh,
sausage.
no.
We got pictures of that, I believe, somewhere.
Oh, God.
Jack was sharing his sausage with everybody on the table.
Well, I
Nothing
only shared
unusual
my
there.
I only shared my sausage with Rhoda.
One moment, please.
No, you offered it to everybody. I was there.
No. That was actually Barrick who was sharing his sausage with everyone.
Oh, God damn it.
Don't break his dreams now. We don't want him crying.
Hey,
during the show.
it's all good. It's all good. You could have just had the tip. Just the tip.
The tip. That's right.
Okay, so let's see. If we go to the stand-up corner, we can talk about the fact that Clipsy and Justin are here. And Clipsy did take over the radio yesterday.
Yes, she did. Well, she was scheduled to take over the radio. It's nothing unusual. She just didn't have anything stopping her from taking it early, which was she jumped right on.
Yeah, and over half of her set was just requests, which is even cooler.
She told me that. She says she had over an hour hour worth of requests, as it may be, already backed up in our mailbox for today's show. And of course, for those of you folks who don't know, that's right, WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. We do have personalities on there besides Jack and myself. And of course, you can go out to WRFB.rocks, WRFB, and check out the schedule, the calendar of events going on out there. And go check them ladies out. The Deco Divas doing unmedicated schizophrenia every Tuesday and Wednesday night. And sometimes they double team it, which gets real crazy. So
WRFB.
that's right.
And then supposedly my stream is muted for some odd reason, so I can't hear myself.
Ooh, that's no good. And of course, before we move on, we'd just like to say that we are the show that invites you to come hang out with us here in Discord every day. So if you're out there listening, you're out there watching, and you got a computer and you can hop on and you want to chat about any of today's topics, come on down and join us. Go to NBNN.info. Use the Discord app right there on the front page and come on in and say hello. So, with that said, let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
That, or am I? I'm not muted on my stream. Am I muted on your stream? That's the real question.
Yeah, you're coming through fine, clear, and dandy, and I haven't seen anybody complain.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so I was muted. Now I'm not muted, and I didn't change any settings. Weird. Okay, so if we move, but I did get to play sounds on my stream, so multiple times.
And
okay,
thank
so
you.
If we go to,
we're happy to be back, and of course, nice to be missed. But occasionally we gotta go do some work.
Well, are you ready for yesterday's stand-up corner?
Yesterday's stand-up, sure thing. Let's put it up on the screen.
So this is yesterday's stand-up corner from Wednesday, October 19th. There are a bunch of stand-up corners that we did not read, so if you are around a computer, go check out all the stand-up corners that we missed. So for yesterday, remember the stand-up corner that they sit there and say, hey, I'm working on this yesterday, I'm working on this today, and then Chaos writes something random down, and eventually we get to read it. So
And
yesterday,
then we interpret it as we see it.
Yep. That's right.
You want to
Yesterday,
remind
Bob
the folks
said that.
about the drinking game?
Well, if you hear the word bug, as Laz repeats it, it's time to take a shot.
Bug.
So then, over in the art department, Bob was working on the Elven Town Tree Home.
A lot of good stuff coming out there.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can exchange my druid tree home for an elven tree home.
I'm sure you can find a trade out there.
I'm sure that you can sell it out on Shroud Marketplace as well.
Absolutely.
Fletcher was working on bugs.
Bug.
and the Ardoris Emperor outfit. Kevin was working on NPC heads.
Like heads up here.
That's right. He's trying to make sure that a bunch of the NPCs in Ardoris get the first round of custom heads, especially Min Lian Tang.
Yeah, get ahead, man. I never can get
That's
ahead.
right. That's right. And he's working on the custom head process and held item updates. Leo the sound guy working on instruments and bugs.
Bug. Are we gonna fix that
Matt?
finally?
I don't know. Matt. He's working on the boo hiss emote.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah. And trying to find a way to loiter.
Just tell him to go
He's going
look
to
at
be-
our idols and watch them lean up against the storefront, and he'll nail it.
Well, that's what he's going to do. Is he's taking lessons from Jay and Silent Bob and learning how to loiter properly.
And we can
Then
actually
Reed.
loiter.
That's right. Reed is working on bugs
Bug.
and the Ardoris Emperor outfit. The most awesome person in the world, Scotty, was working on world building bugs.
Bug.
Scotty beat me up twice last night. It was wonderful.
Baby.
Oh, no. And store support and elven weapons.
Oh, yes!
Every time you say that word,
Yes,
he's gonna get giddy.
I know. I know.
They're going to give us everything but the
Elven.
race. That's just ridiculous. But okay.
Elven.
You got the mask. You can play the race.
I'm going to have to
Okay.
change shirts. I've made a mess. Here we go ahead.
Okay. Over in design, Brandon was working on dyes and crown merchants and food and water harvesting. New guy Chris Wolf is working on Elad's Lighthouse
guy, Chris.
and Blood River bugs.
Bug.
Dan was
River.
working in. I know. Dan was working in Playertown form lock tracking and customer service support and NPC schedules. Finn was working on interactives bugs
Bug.
and animation support. Keith was working on roving encounters
Finally.
and Brittany Central NPCs and control point waves and bosses.
Bosses.
Does this mean that control points are now going to have bosses after several waves?
I hope so.
Mm.
But
that
we'll
would
talk,
be
we'll
nice,
talk
yeah.
about all this once we roll through.
What's the ramifications of that? Okay.
Yeah, and other new guy Travis was working on the
New guy
Graph
Travis.
Island unclone. That's right, a couple new guys.
That's right.
F and G Travis. Over in tech, we have Eric working on despawning and the roving encounter and battle royale and torches and NPCs.
D-spawning. I love it when they spawn some D.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Only
God dang.
The big hard deed.
Mm-hmm.
he loves despawning.
Okay.
I tell you. He got around the world with the snap.
I know. And then after that, Jason was working crafting and performance inspection and spoopy stories.
Spoopy. Spoopy.
What?
It's not quite poopy. It's spoopy. Poopy with a splat.
It was probably supposed to be spooky,
Spooky, yes,
but
we know.
spoopy sounds. Yeah,
We
yeah.
we call them as we see
The
them.
you just interpret the news. Yeah. The Deathbringer one and only was working on the portable audio device update and level loading music. Oh.
Things that make you go,
Yeah, Burning Toad.
the burn.
Still scratching that itch that he can't find while he works on player town spawns and offer redemption process. Then Tassilo was working on the pending payment updates. Over in QA,
QI?
QI.
What the hell am I reading? I don't know what I'm reading here. Newish guy Eric was working on regression and sanity and forums. Reese was working on sanity and forums and regression and the QA process.
There we go with sanity and regression.
I know. They're not going to find any sanity around here, and
we're just totally going to
that
regress.
may or may not be part of their problem. Yeah, that's right. We're just going to regress our sanity. Then Serafina was working on the bot ban process and communications.
Oh, GR talking about.
Our production management, another group, the Dippy Bird, was working on bot bans and skills. Barrick was working on stream schedules and event plan and store updates. Then Hutch was working on the Elven Dome home and Novia polish. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're gonna like this. The Elven Dome home. It's got a little glass head. I think I know exactly where you're gonna put it.
I know exactly where I'm going to put it.
Oh.
There might be a cough involved later. And then Chaos was working on decorations and homes and offers and database performance and customer service. And Darkstar was working on lockdown direction because this is lockdown week and the release 35 post and weekly update. Yeah. Weekly update and the Crown Merchant list. And don't forget, if you have Dev Plus access and you can access the QA server, it is up and running.
That's right. You can get a sneak peek at R35 if you got Dev Plus access. And there's quite a few interesting things coming. Some things that have been mentioned in here that they're working on, like those merchants.
Yeah, and don't forget, part of that is going to be if you submit bugs, you can join the TIP program where it helps them try to locate bugs. And Reese Attenwood actually released a new program that he's trying to recruit people for.
Bug Brigade.
Yeah, I don't know if I really like the idea of the Bug Brigade or not.
Well,
I'm kind of ambivalent.
There's some chatter going on about that. And the first round of volunteers have been picked and set in motion, and they're out there going and trolling the forums. My understanding from what I've seen so far is that they're going through and finding, looking at, seeing where all the duplicates are, making sure that people get notified that it's been reported, and then they now have a place to go and report that basically correlates and makes it easier for the devs. Instead of having to read 50 posts, they're reading the one post that the Bug Brigade already put down into one post, basically.
Yeah, so that way they can consolidate things.
So it's more of a streamlining process. Of course, I did throw my hand in for that, but of course, a lot of other people jumped on in. So they've got the first wave of Bug Brigaders out there doing their thing. But if you are interested, they go into the forums, check it out, read up on it, and you can always offer your services.
The Attenwood.
He is still looking for people for later on if this program expands. So if you want to be on the list, by all means, go sign up. Now, do you have a link to this other conversation that we were talking about earlier? About
no, because
or is it just regular conversation?
It was a regular conversation because I was in the office with a few people, namely Scroda. And this was right after he started banning everybody. And I will tell you this, that if you are caught botting, and especially unattended botting, and you are banned, your entire family will be banned.
And you want to define your entire family for yourself.
So all of the accounts that are connected to you are going to be banned.
And or your IP address? Is that...
I can't go into that.
Well, that's what family to me would mean, was like anyone that has an account in that household
That
from
is
that
tied
location.
directly to you is
No,
going to be banned.
Okay, well, see, that's where we get wordy, because I could have several accounts, and
what's
somebody else could have several accounts, but yes, you all get the picture.
Is there a quick disconnect button?
Yeah, well, but by the time you need that quick disconnect, it's too late, my friend. Now, Jack and I have been telling you folks out there for the longest time. They've been watching. They've got the metrics. They know what's going on, and they've been very lenient with it up until now. Now that we're in persistence, and now we're still marching towards a final launch of this game in episode 1. Now they're looking and they're scrutinizing. So yes, we've seen it. We know it's happening, and there were lots of people banned over the last week, several days, as it may be, that we
No,
understand.
the details of the offenses. I mean, what are we talking about?
Basically, we just read it for you in the stand-up corner. Bot bans. People who are unattended macroing, botting, and not there. Now, of course, in a recent post-mortem, the guys down there were asked about the Razer keyboard and its use for macroing and stuff in the game. And basically, they gave you the straightforward answer. You know, keep it simple, stupid. Common sense. If you're sitting there and you're doing a little crafting and you're chatting with your friends and you're hanging out and you're behind the keyboard doing what you're doing and you're paying attention, you should never have a problem. But if you get up and walk away for 2 hours and you come back and you can't connect, well, you made a mistake. So just keep in mind, if you're going to do a little macroing, they're not going to penalize you for it. But if you're running 24 hours around the clock, boy, that's a big bell ringer. So, and again, just don't do the crazy stuff. You know, you can use simple macroing for, easy little things.
I don't know.
This is one where we actually had a conversation yesterday about one of the ways that you can prevent that, and that would be killing off respawns of items within a scene.
How so?
Yeah, I don't think that anything should respawn in a scene. No wood, no minerals, no monsters. That way, once you finish out a scene, you would need to unload and let it, get out of it, let it wait for 15 minutes before you can go back into a new one. Well, it would cause people to move on to other zones instead of just stay in one zone and farm and farm and farm.
Well, we like certain zones, though.
Well, exactly. But yes, we have to try and combat the farmers from doing things like that. And
Yeah,
of course,
I mean,
they're
but at
working.
the same time, they would actually have to increase the amount of items that are actually harvested from a node, which is something that they've been thinking about doing as well. So
As long as they don't do what they did to Black Pearl. We increased the spawn rate. One Black Pearl.
Where?
Yeah,
It dropped, actually. It went to one Black Pearl.
I don't see any.
well, that and also Black Pearl is only supposed to spawn at night.
Ooh, I saw that question, but I didn't see an answer to it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the fact that if you harvest Nightshade during the day, you have less that you harvest than at night. So Black Pearl, it should do the same thing, where if you harvest it during the day, it doesn't give you that many, but if you harvest it at night, it should give you a metric crap ton. But I mean, that is a mechanic that would only work if there was tons of nodes of, say, Nightshade and Black Pearl.
And Hollyhock.
Yeah.
Yep, more at night.
I remember Mandrake root in Ultima 6 spawning only at night.
That's right. Very simple not to get banned. Don't bot. Absolutely
Well,
right.
That and the Mandrake should scream at you.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
Which
Put it under the bed. Put it under the bed.
Mandrake was screaming at you.
I farm Mandrake in Superstitious Canyon, and it doesn't seem to change based on the time of the day. Nightshade does.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Ultima
Okay.
6, it was that way at night.
Very interesting.
swamps.
But now that I know Jade's not out smoking, why don't we segue off for a minute? And let's talk to Lady Jade. Lady Jade hasn't been here for a couple weeks. Of course, we've been gone. She's been gone. Everybody's been out traveling, going to visit and making the yearly homage. No, not homage. What's pilgrimage down to Portalarium, as it may be. So, how
Hey,
was
guys.
your trip? Let's start with that.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. As you know from previous times, I don't fly because I'm a baby. So
Uh-huh.
Onyx and I took more time driving down and driving back. On the way down, we stopped at Roswell. I would like you to know that they do take their aliens seriously in
Oh,
Roswell.
I know.
Did they take the probing seriously as well?
I don't know about that, but they have a really good, interesting, museum kind of thing. I came away with my opinion, and everybody can come away with their own opinion. It was interesting. I thought it was cute. We spent a couple days with the Portalarium staff. Barrick snuck us into the office on Saturday, and we all went out and bought some Halloween decorations and duded up the joint. Yeah, we duded up the joint for Halloween for the developers. That was pretty fun.
Absolutely. We've seen a couple pictures.
This to work.
Went out for a couple of dinners. The Royal Warrant was presented in person. That was kind of fun. Went to the Barons, man. Oh, and Cthulhu and Des Moines. We took over the lobby. I did not participate. Onyx has never played in his life, but we took over the lobby and had hours and hours of Dungeons and Dragons. So apparently, that was a pretty big hit for some of the people that we did during some of the limited spare time that we had. Onyx and I took our time going home, and we took a stop off at the Grand Canyon to enjoy the beautiful view before we headed back to Washington State. All in all, the trip was a success and a lot of fun.
Oh, great. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. Now, of course, do we have a Virtual League update?
Oh my God, do we?
And that's,
Okay.
that's what we always look forward to. So
Just
tell us.
Just shut me up whenever you want. Last night was the final fight of season 3. All total this season, we had 67 individual fighters step into the ring at least one time. The winners for our first place IR, second place is Core, and third place went to Jack Pirate. We do have an awards ceremony in Virtual Oasis this Wednesday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. As traditional, after the last fight, we got together, brought some of the top fighters in from different guilds, discussed what we wanted to do for season 4 and how we might want to change things. There are some rule changes coming, which will be published in a book, just like the old rule. I think most noted we'll change the start time to 7:30 p.m.
Giving
we are
folks
going
more fight time? Is that what that's
Well,
going to do?
we're trying to. The West Coasters are having a hard time,
Gotcha.
and the biggest problem we're trying to solve. Well, we've got a couple of them, but is that okay? We really like to run tier. The fighters like tier, but because they get started after the start time, everybody shows up a little late. Well, like this time, we only had X number of fighters, so we decided to run one tier. Well, then right at the end, 3 more popped in, and then still running one tier. After it started, 3 more popped in, and we're like, "You're too late. You can't." But had all those people, let us know beforehand, we would have run 2, and occasionally 3 tiers. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up pre-registration starting on Wednesday at 7 p.m. and closing on Mondays at 7 p.m. and closing at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. And if you sign up and don't show, you just forfeit. We can't think of any better way to do it. We want to get the names in as early as we can so we can have these divisions that people seem to like so much.
Absolutely. And of course, rules are going to change as the game changes and the times change. But good to see you guys coming up with creative ways to combat that. Anything
And
else
then
we got? Season 4?
Yep. And then after this award ceremony this Wednesday, the following Wednesday, I don't think it's November 2nd or something like that, begins season 4. I think one of the fun rules that everybody might like to hear about is we've had a problem with, you have a fight go for so much time and then it's a naked brawl and trying, because you can't have a tie, you just can't have one. And we've cut that time down to 6 minutes. And then we go to a naked brawl. And if the naked brawl goes 6 minutes, which we have had happen like twice, and it becomes quite laborious for the audience and the fighters. So we've decided that the audience will be allowed after 6 minutes into the naked brawl to cast any area of effect spells they would like, as long as they affect both players. So the crowd will get involved in finishing off a long-running fight. And those are the...
so the first one to die is the loser?
That would be correct. And so that's kind of a recap of what the end of the season has brought, and the winners and the award ceremony, and then off to season 4 we come.
Alrighty. Well, always great to hear about that.
There is a question that, is there a website that people can be sent to for that registration?
I'm not exactly sure where that's going to be yet. Good question, though. I'll let you know.
Yeah, so if we can get that out to the people, that way,
right.
And that question's from Gulian Tenpenny.
Actually, for Gulian, I'll be honest with you, it was discussed during the meeting. During that discussion, I had somebody doing some serious whispering to me, and I was trying to pay attention to two things at once. And so really all I need to do is just check with JAR or some of the other organizers and get that information out. Certainly, you can always, during that time period, whisper Jade, and I can get you on the on that
list.
Yeah, on the oh Lord, I'm having a brain for it. The challenge, the brackets.
But and of course, as soon as you get that link, you can just pass that off to us, and we'll go ahead and get that to the good boys and girls out there.
Wonderful.
But thank you, of course, as always, and we're going to now move right along. What else did we have on topic? Of course, SodaCon coming up November 4th to 6th, happening up in Baltimore. We will have Lord Lord British Garriott, Star Dark Star Long, and of course Matthew Berrick Anderson hanging out, coming to join everybody up there. Going to see all the fans. Of course, there'll be all sorts of other folks out there. Relics by Rilden's going to be out there selling his wares and all that good stuff. NBNN will be there. Of course, documenting it, taking pictures and all that fun stuff for everybody. And lots and lots of
I didn't know
I
was going.
You're not going.
I'm going? Oh, okay.
Okay. One part of it. 2 parts of NBN. Schroeder's coming too.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on, Jack? God dang it.
Yeah, Jack doesn't like to leave Texas because most of the events happen in Texas, so he doesn't have to go nowhere.
Hey, I enjoy the country I live in immensely.
That's right.
The country I live in is Texas.
The country of Texas.
It's country, all right. Yeah.
I don't think my passport allows me to go outside of the borders of Texas.
But we will be there representing. We'll be taking pictures, and hopefully we'll have some nice little items for you folks out there. Of course.
Well, and don't forget that this is the last week to actually register for the cloak that you can get for registering for SodaCon. So if you go to east.sodacon.org and go to the registration, if you donate $25, you can get your cloak. So you do need to donate $25 for that cloak.
And of course, don't forget about the other cloak from the Ultimate Dragons. If you want to go ahead and earn that cloak or donate to get that cloak, you can drop a donation on their website. You'll find all this information available on the Shroud of the Avatar main website. And what else do we want for today before we have to get to the other little tidbits? We already talked about Zeke breaking his cherry. Now we just got to get Arius to go out there and do the same. I've prodded him on. I'm trying.
That boy's get some pants on that boy over there.
I don't know. I was wondering what the heck was going on there. Now, real quick, speaking of Arius, your guild's got an event going on for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Is that correct?
That's right.
Would you like to tell the good folks about what Lace and the guild is up to with all that?
There's lots of pink.
I understand
that. And
not that kind of pink, Led Zeppelin.
I'm actually not in the loop completely with what's been going on. I know that there's an event over the weekend for breast cancer. She's been dolling up Diamond Fields. Also, she's got some signs and stuff up, but also she's got Halloween decorations out there like crazy. There will be food. There will be gathering. There will be just a nice gathering. I think it's at 1 o'clock. I want to say.
All right.
Well, I know. I'm terribly informed.
Now we'll look at that. I saw the post. I just assume you might have a little more information off the cuff before we moved on, and we'll go ahead and get that post out there, and we'll bring that up on tomorrow's show. Then when we're a little bit more prepared for it.
You are not prepared.
Oh,
sorry.
We're never prepared. Technical difficulties is my middle name around here.
You'll have no good prepare skill, Round Eye.
Nope.
More skills?
Not gonna do it, but be prudent.
Not gonna do it.
Anytime I prepare for anything, it all goes to hell anyway. So might as well just wing it like we do. Speaking of winging it, are we ready to get on with that time of the day? Not that time of the month, that time of the day.
Damn, you must have terrible bleeding.
No. Okay.
The nastiness is appalling.
And interpret that as you will. I just had to donate my $25 for the SodaCon. So.
Yes, make sure if you want those cloaks, you make those donations, folks. And of course, if you're attending, you've already donated, so you don't have to worry about that. The dungeon song.
Yep.
You got a dungeon song?
I just played it.
There it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready to move right along to that calendar thing?
I'm ready.
No, you're not. You're not ready.
Yeah. Wouldn't be prudent.
Church lady.
We're not special.
Okay, so our community calendar is brought to us by our friends over at Avatar Circle. Avatar Circle is currently administered by Kaizen Phoenix Fire in-game, or you may know him as Wrath Phoenix on the forums or on Discord. From there, all times on the community calendar are New Britannia time is what we prefer to refer to it, but in the real world, it is Central Daylight Time until Daylight Savings is over, and then it's Central Standard Time. Don't forget, you can always ask other people to add your events to the calendar, just like Nurse Justin or Lazarus Long, and about 30 other people have permissions to add events to the calendar. Since it is truly a community calendar, you make sure that your events get added on, so that way we can read it out on the radio and in Twitch, YouTube, whatever.
We can interpret it
lunch.
like only we can.
Yeah, during lunch with Laz and Jack.
Launch it.
Yeah, that's right. And today is Thursday, October 20th. This morning you missed Drake and Wind doing their Tea for Two show on Avatars Radio. And then at noon on and at 3, 6, and midnight around the clock, you had two idiots talking and misinterpreting the news on an asinine show called Lunch with Laz and Jack.
Hate those guys, man.
Those guys have no idea what the hell they're doing.
Tell you what a bunch of hacks they are.
They are a little special. Today at 4 o'clock on Avatars Radio, Golden Wing Okan is going to go country because it's 5 o'clock on the East Coast between 4 and 6. At 6 p.m., Dr. DJ Sully is taking over the airwaves at Avatars Radio for his Faster and Louder show.
Louder.
That's right. And at 7 p.m., if you are interested in doing a little PvE, you can always join Malakis or Kazan Phoenix Fire to go explore some dungeons, control points, or wilderness areas with the Phoenix Republic. At 8 o'clock on Avatars Radio, we have DJ Striker Sparhawk doing his Lost in the Spaces show, which is an eclectic flow of tunes. However, I suggest you tune in to Radio Free Britannia at 8 for Unmedicated Schizophrenia Part 2 with DJ Nurse Justin.
Oh, Nurse.
That's right. Nurse.
I need some music to soothe my
I'm working
brain.
I know. Then, if you're interested in some PvP,
What?
With the proper PvP penis. With the proper PvP penis.
okay, good. We got two people that got it.
People are involved today.
Yeah, that's right. You can always travel over to Finchfield for the Gladiator Wars. Registration is between 9 and 9:50, and the battles begin promptly at 10. Then after that, the final event of the evening is going to be on Avatars Radio with Temper Tantrum Tea Days. And I don't know whether or not Apollox Evanhart is making his comeback or if it's going to be Amber taking over the airwaves for
no
that.
notes there, but we still await his return to the airwaves.
Yes, that is our community calendar for this Thursday, October 20th. In Shroud of the Avatar.
Avatar.
Hopefully right. It's not half avatarded.
Oh, what did it do? Did it rain or something? We just wound up standing up with our backs to the audience again.
Yeah, yep.
Now, of course, while we were down at the offices, we had a chance to sit down and talk with the folks. The Deco Divas really had a great time hanging out with Gix, and they were in there just poking around, some fun.
And a long conversation with Bob about
Bob goes, hey, let me ask you your opinion on something. And, man, that was the worst thing he could have done, man. Those girls all
2 hours later.
But Bob was actually digging it because he's like, nobody ever gives me feedback like this. That's great. But, the girls unloaded. They had a great time hanging out with those guys and talking about some of the issues and all that, as we all did. I talked to Beric about some of the issues with the, buy and sell forums and some ideas I had for that. And I see somebody out there pointing out that we need now a rating system to rate buyers and sellers, and I believe my system would handle that by itself. If all these transactions were publicly in the public eye, you can see who bought, who sold, who did it in a timely fashion or not, and make your own decision. Because I don't know if the other guy's got his buddies all writing great favorable reviews, whether he sold anything or not, because I have no proof of it, because everything's in PMs in the forums. And that's why we love the Shroud Marketplace so much, is because you can go out there, you can see what the price is, and go, hey, That's $75. Hey, that guy's selling it for $65, and oh, that guy's got it for $30. And oh, this guy's got it on auction, but I could take a chance. Not this PM me, and I don't know whether it ever actually gets sold, whether I'm being taken for a ride. I think all those transactions should be public, and this way, when somebody bids, you know what it is, and if they don't bid, and we know if the item's sold or not, and we can rate that way.
It's if you actually go look at the Shroud marketplace right now, and you go to the auctions and you click on that Darkstar Moondial, you can actually see that there's one bid on the Darkstar Moondial for $50. If you wanted to buy it now, you could spend $90 on it, but that right there, it's like, and the bidding ends tonight for this auction at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
So you can actually get one of those.
Oh yeah. So it would behoove you to go pay attention to some of this stuff, and if you're looking for some rares or some items, you can actually bid right now on a lot of these items. Many of them don't have any bids, and if you're looking for items at a cheap price, this is the way to get it.
Absolutely. Now, the Darkstar Moondial, we've got some interesting stuff going on with that. The Moondial, from its original art and design, has been changed recently, and now to reflect the actual real celestial bodies we have out there. The original mock-up was just a couple things, and nothing was timed up. Now we actually have all of the heavenly bodies, as it is out there, on the Moondial, and I believe they're going to be talking and trying to get those to actually cycle as the time of the day is.
It's going to be completely synchronized. It is going to be one where you can actually double click on it and get views.
But now
there's also
other interesting question is for those of us who got this in its original form, do we want to keep it that way, or are we going to have to buy an upgraded one? Will our original ones be upgraded automatically? Will we have an option to keep the original one over? A little conundrum when it comes to that. Anybody got any thoughts, comments, questions on how we're going to handle
I'm going to say that we could always log into the QA server, pull out the Darkstar Moondial, place it down, and see what they've done with it and how it's actually going to work. But if they did upgrade it, then they should upgrade the artwork as well, and then they will have to actually make a different version that you could buy, say, on the add-on store, and a craftable version of it.
Well, the big question is, what about the purists?
There will be
the people who want things as they were originally. They want the original and they don't want the upgraded. How do we handle that? Do we force it on them?
Well, you know what? You just say, this was a placeholder. This is what we based it off of, and this is what we had to do to get it to work. I mean, it's like you want the entire system to work. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. But of course, I would like both. So that's just me. I want a little everything.
Yeah, I mean, I know you. You want to collect everything.
I want a little of this and a little of that, but just a tip.
That's right. Yeah,
I don't know about that, and I've actually thought about doing 2-hour shows, but that's a long piece of radio time out there, of course, which is a reminder. And we may talk about that one day. We may just go for a longer show, maybe do a whole radio show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. But meanwhile, it's about that time of the day where we got to go ahead and start wrapping it up, get out of here. Moving right along. That is correct. And it's time to thank some of those good folks out there who keep us on the air, keep us motivated. Oops, not that one.
You want to start off with Coil More Wands, putting the magic in your hands. With a firm piece of wood.
And
That's
don't
right.
forget our friends over the Aaconshire and Markham Farms. Those guys farming all sorts of cotton out there. If you need cotton, these guys are farming it by the hectare out there. I mean, these guys got shit tons of it. Go check them out. And we're doing a giveaway tomorrow. Is Thux in here today, by the way? I didn't see him.
Well, he was here yesterday looking for us.
Yeah.
But not today.
And, of course, our good friends and sponsors over at the BMC Guild. BMC Guild. Go down to Market Row in Black Rock Cove. You can always get the best selection, the best items at the best prices. These prices are rock solid, guaranteed all the time. If you want to know what the going rate for prices are, go out to the bmcguild.com. Go check their pricing guide, and you can see what they're going to be charging you before you ever step foot out of the house. So go check those guys out for all your crafting item essentials. Our friends over at sodamap.com, or should I say our friend Jacob White. Sodamap is truth, so says Lord British. If you ever get lost, need to find your way, go to sodamap.com, type in the name of the place where you're at, and you'll be happily shown a map in your locale, and you can make your way from there. Check out Sam. Sam's going to be coming to you soon. There's a little glitch out there. I checked up on it last night, and we'll bring you the latest updates as they get that fixed. Try the Avatar mini-map. Our friends over at sodataming.com, sodacrafting.wiki, and sodacraft.com. These guys done a lot of hard work to do all this information finding so you don't have to, just like us. And of course, our friend Ben over at Relics by Rild, relicsbyrild.com, for all your licensed Shrouded Avatar swag. Get your t-shirts, get your hats, get your patches, get your coinage from the mint, all sorts of other goodies. Use the promo code NBNN, get 10% off all that licensed Shrouded Avatar swag. And of course, last but not least, we were just talking about them, our good friends over at the Shroud Marketplace. Jack, you want to tell the folks a little bit more about the marketplace before we get out of here?
Yeah, Shroud Marketplace is the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. I just completely borked that.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
includes for sure for a week. But if you're looking for auctions, you can put items up for auction. If you want to provide services to the community, just like we have here, some crafting services, where, you know what, if you want someone to turn around and craft 1,000 items and process all that items for you, because that takes a lot of time for 1,000 items, you can find someone that's willing to do that for cash. If you want to sell game gold, you can do that as well. So if you are looking for a place to provide your services or put your items up for sale, go ahead and look into registering on shroudmarketplace.com. And don't forget the services that are there. Besides the crafting services, we also have some design services. Scrota's music service thing, where $5 gets you Scrota for an hour and provide the happy ending. Or if you're looking for an in-game event and you need someone to help you out with that, you can always contact Weddings and More by Laz. Laz, tell us about Weddings and More.
You need a place to hold an event. You ain't got no lot size. You ain't got no lots left. You want to throw an event in a big area. We got towns. We got wide open spaces. We got it all. Come down to Weddings and More by Laz. Because it's not just weddings. We've got chest rentals, we got vendor rentals, we've got all sorts of rentals like Scrota rentals. And of course, we've got weddings. If you're planning on getting married, we can do it all kinds of ways. Bullwinkle, do we have a favorite this week?
Oh yes, I love a church wedding. In Church's Fried Chicken, it's wonderful.
Church's Fried Chicken wedding. Anything you want, folks, we can handle it.
Yeah, so if you're interested in buying or selling anything Shroud of the Avatar related, don't forget that you need to go to shroudmarketplace.com, click on the register button. If you want to become a vendor, click on the vendor registration button. It is easy to get everything set up and out there for other people. So thank you for everybody, and don't forget, it is time for the most important people for us to thank, and that is you guys out there watching in Twitch, YouTube, or listening on Radio Free Britannia, either live or in repeats. We couldn't do the show without you guys, and we do it for you guys. So thank you from the bottom.
We love you guys.
And the hearts of our bottoms.
That's
and we love this shit. Absolutely. Alrighty, folks, that's going to wrap it up for us today. We'll be back tomorrow with more right here on NBNN with the weekend wrap-up, telling you what's going on in the weekend. We'll have some more details on that breast cancer awareness stuff, and, of course, the whole community calendar for the weekend so you can get those events all planned out. We're going to wrap it up. I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
This is Bullwinkle.
And we are NBNN. Stay tuned for more news, sports, entertainment, crazy wild happenings, and the latest info from right inside of Shroud of the Avatar. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all then, folks. Wow, we're back. I love this shit.
Are we back yet?
I don't know. Might be just a victory in my imagination. I love it.
I think we're hallucinating.
Keep watching.
I missed you guys so much.
Or keep listening.